Welcome to Learned and Go-Go, the podcast. Hey, everybody. That was an abrupt ending to that song. It is Wednesday night. I am your favorite pasty lady, as I have been accused of being. Sydnee, I am your host, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. I am so excited that it is Wednesday again. Oh my gosh, Luna Projects, you gave me a heart attack. I was like, oh no, you can't hear me. Let's see who is joining us tonight. All right, Angela, I'm so glad you made it. Lizzie is here. Luna Projects is here. Chris is here. I'm so glad to see you all. Here's Erin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dustin is here too. Good evening. I'm so glad you made it. Excellent. So, it's the beginning of the show. What's going on with you guys? What can I give you a shout out? What can we lift each other up? If you need support, let me know how I can help you. All right, Chris is helping us all already with a 1 minute and 20-second Tatiana. if you're new here, Tatiana, it just means cheers. It can be booze, it can be water, it can be taking a toke, whatever you want to do. So Tatiana to all of you. And I am cracking up that Angela put happy 101st episode because I was going to say, welcome to episode 101, guys. I never cleaned this off from last week, so I just figured I'd cross out the 100 and put 101. Welcome, welcome. I can't believe it. It's gone by so fast. Oh no, Facebook is half loading and not letting me. I'm so sorry, Lizzie. Yes. Luna has biggish news. Absolutely. Please put what I can share in the comments because I don't want to share anything that I shouldn't. I always look for permission before I start sharing things. Oh, Chris, I understand. I will do my best to make it through tonight. I've been up since 1 a.m. for work. I understand. I feel like I'm tripping over all of my words. I woke up at 4:30 and I could not get back to sleep. So my plan was no problem. I will take a nap today. Now, I know I don't take naps. I know that even if I have time to take naps and I lay down to take a nap, the universe won't let me. There will be dogs barking to come in or out. There will be whatever other shenanigans are going on, or I'll just lay there looking at the ceiling and not be able to fall asleep. So I did not get a nap. And we're just going to, buckle in and see what happens. Because why not? I do want to, on a more serious note, if you guys can all keep my parents in your thoughts and send them some good energy. My mom's service dog is going to be crossing the Rainbow Bridge tomorrow, and it's very sad. It's her time. It absolutely is her time, but it's still heartbreaking. And so any extra love you can send to my parents tomorrow, I would really appreciate it because I know they're going to have a horrible, horrible time. But yeah, let's, unless anybody else has anything in that realm, let's switch gears to something a little happier. But I did want to mention that because that's been on my mind. Aaron says we are only $326 away from our $8,000 stretch goal on the contract. Okay, first of all, that's awesome. Second of all, $326 is a randomly specific amount of money. Like, who couldn't give the extra dollar? Let's see here. Oh, thank you. Dustin says, I'm so sorry. Oh, so Sumerian, enjoy Muse tonight. I didn't think you would be able to make it at all, so I'm glad you could hop in and say hi. Enjoy the concert. Stay safe. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Angela. Yeah. Kiana, my mom's service dog. We teased her for years because we're like, this dog does nothing, but we all loved her anyway. But yeah, it's going to be hard for them. Let's see. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Angela and her husband are planning their UK trip and wedding number 2 because they are extra. I thought I had, you know what? It might not be in here. It might be at my work desk. Their wedding invitation for this. First of all, the wedding invitation for wedding number 1 that I shared with you guys that was on May the 4th, the Star Wars wedding. I don't think I still have pictures in my StreamYard of it, but that was just freaking amazing. Like the coolest wedding. Yeah, I think I had to make room because StreamYard is like, you have no room. So I'm always deleting things to make more room. But that was super cool. Then what do I get? Invitation to the second wedding. It is cat pirates. It is cats dressed up like pirates. Stop it. How cool is that? I wish I could go. Yeah, super cool. My mom was the service human to her dog. It's true, though. It's true. Oh, awesome, Lizzie. Our niece's flag football team also hit their first goal. Very cool. That should cover their trip to the Florida tournament. I'm so glad. And I wish them luck. I hope that they win. And if not, I hope they have fun anyway. Okay, Luna's saying who all has her project. So very, very cool. Can't wait to be able to dig in a little bit more. Yeah, so anybody else? What's going on with you guys? What can I shout out for you? There was something else I was going to talk about in that realm, and I'm telling you guys, first of all, my brain is oatmeal on the daily. So put in that I've been awake a lot longer than I normally am, and it's just, yeah, it's not a good look. But we had like wicked storms here yesterday. We had tornado warnings, which I know where some of you live is not a big deal, but like the Pennsylvania area did not used to get tornadoes. Like when I grew up, we did not have tornadoes. We had hurricanes, we had blizzards. We were used to that. That's okay. Hurricane Sandy came and it was like a Frankenstorm because I think it was a hurricane and a blizzard together. And now it's like every other week we're getting tornado warnings and like tornadoes flying through Delaware and Pennsylvania. Like, no, no, that's not like it's cuckoo. So we had big old tornado warnings. My older dog Muffy is terrified of thunderstorms, of wind in general, of the leaf blower, like anything that is angry air, she doesn't like. So she's down in the basement hiding. Tipsy's afraid to go in the basement. So she's upstairs worried because she can't get to Muffy, who she knows is upset. Then, like, everything, thankfully, it was just some wicked thunderstorms, but I just, what, but global warming's a myth, right? You see my face. Let's see. Hey, Reese is here. Hey, my spooktacular friend. Another night made great because of your show. Thank you. You are amazing and awesome, and you are a rock star, my friend. I appreciate you hopping on. Luna says, not happy news, but my home state is Wisconsin. Oh, and I have friends that live in the area of Menasha, and it was very badly damaged on Monday. I'm so sorry. So far, no reports of death or serious injury, but the town, I'm guessing the town had a lot of damage. I'm so sorry. Weather pattern changes. Yep. We have been ants under a mean sun. I am so sorry. Life 360 told me there were tornadoes around Jax. Yeah, there was one in Maryland that they confirmed. I forget where in Maryland, but in that area. Lizzie says, we got wicked heat. An Austin meteorologist is trying to help people's mental health and posting in Celsius so it doesn't look as bad as it is. I love that. Chris says we actually had a couple of tornadoes this year in Oregon. Very rare occurrence. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm so sorry about your friends where they live. That's awful. And Angela says, Aaron, same. Yeah, it's been like crazy hot this summer. And I feel like I'm always like, it's not usually this hot. And then my Facebook memories pop up complaining about it's never usually this hot. I'm like, all right, maybe it is like just the new normal now that it's going to be that crazy hot in the summer. But yeah, the tornadoes just threw me for a loop that they're as common as they are now because they never used to be. And then there was something else we had. Um, I can't remember now, another like weather phenomenon. And I'm like, that's not supposed to be here today. Like, what is going on? Uh, oh yeah, it's even hot in Riadoso. Did I say it right? Because I kept calling it Rio de Janeiro. I kept mispronouncing the name of it, which is where everyone goes to escape the heat. Yeah, we have had El Nino and we have had La Nina too. But I believe those are types of like hurricane type storms. So at least they were in the same family. But Tatiana, everybody stay safe. That was supposed to be stay safe. Please just put up with my mispronunciations tonight. Mm. Yeah, that town is really cute. If you're ever in New Mexico, check it out. I'm so glad I said it right. Yay! I've been practicing. That is awesome. I had so much fun there. All right. So, speaking of things that I had fun doing, I told you guys last week that I was going to be doing a vendor event, and it is a circus themed vendor event. It was called Clown Town. And my youngest had a Halloween costume from a few years ago, and she offered it to me. So I'm like, yes, please, because like at first I wasn't going to get dressed up, and then I'm like, you know what? Why not? You know. And I had like the white face paint from when I do my militia character, and I had the one set of uh, makeup that I bought. Excuse me, for militia, but it also came with like a red crayon and a blue crayon. So I'm like, all right, I got it made. And I just, on the way out the door, something told me to grab this red lipstick that I had. So I'm like, all right, I'll grab that. And I wound up just getting a wig off of Amazon. Guys, when I tell you, if you have a clown phobia, this is your warning. I'm going to show a picture, but it's the only clown picture I'm going to show tonight. So close your eyes for a few seconds. Um, I was thrilled. I was thrilled with the way that this picture or this outfit turned out. So this is this is me in Clown Town being a clown. I'm also really glad that the red lipstick came right off of my nose and my lips because I was afraid that I was going to stain myself. But it was really, really a lot of fun. And I want to give a shout out to Mike, who is at hypersigil.media on Instagram, because that's the photographer that took the photo. That was the event photographer. Sorry, I got a tickle. Um, so I wanted to make sure I gave him credit, photo credit. So follow him on Instagram. He was a really cool dude. His table was set up next to my table. So we, like hung out talking a little bit, and he's a very, very nice guy. Well, thank you. You guys think I was a cute clown. Thank you. I thought it was really fun. Let's see here. What's this say? The snowpack on Mount Hood is almost completely diminished and will create water shortages if we continue to have any weather over 100 degrees. Rivers are actually lower than they have been in years. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Oh, thank you. I was an awesome clown. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, good job getting all those views for the goddamn program. I'm so glad. All it takes is like one algorithm and you just snowball. So good job, guys. I know you work really hard. You know what's so funny, Luna? I have been told I look like Parker Posey for years, and I love Parker Posey. So that is definitely like a thank you. I appreciate that. But yes, absolutely. I have heard that for many, many years. Years and years ago on Facebook, they did like a doppelganger week, and you were supposed to make your profile picture somebody that people say that you look like. And I put Parker Posey up there, and people thought it was me. Like they were complimenting my outfit and stuff. And I'm like, guys, that's not me. But yes, always grab that red lipstick for sure, because that's what saved the look, honestly, because the red and blue crayon were so dried out. Like I had put the blue under my eyes, and then I had brought like sparkly eyeshadow, so I kind of put that on top of it. I totally MacGyvered the whole thing. But the wig, I love the wig. I can't wait to find a reason to wear that again. It'd be great for Pride. it'd be great if I ever do a clown thing again. Um, oh, you noticed it most when I was in the clown makeup. That's funny. I guess it's like Parker peeking through a Peeky Parker posy. Uh, oh no, you're singing "Spin Me Right Round." I understand my ADHD has been as well. Erin says, I was see you cosplay Killer Frost. I think I know who that is. Let me look it up because I think somebody okay, another like it was another Facebook like um profile picture challenge. Okay. It's not who I thought it was, but she's badass. I would love to cosplay her. I don't know who it was now then, but it was like you were supposed to change your profile picture to like a superhero and like somebody else would give you the superhero to put up there and that's who I thought that you were talking about. But she's very cool. I think we are all ADHD. I know you're not supposed to say ADD anymore because now it's ADHD and ADHD without hyperactivity, which to me is just ADD, but I think things. So in my head, Angela, since you're singing, you spin me right round. I'm singing, you down with ADD? Like that's where my brain went. Yeah, you know, all of us. Um, so I was thinking about how I was a clown this past weekend. And then I was thinking about how I literally for decades was yeah, you know me exactly. Um like severely terrified of clowns. Like if you said like the one in Pee-wee's Big Adventure like upset me, you know, like I couldn't watch anything to do with a clown, let alone Pennywise or damn it, I still can't think of the name of this movie. It's going to drive me nuts. Let me see. I have to go down a rabbit hole here to find the name of this film. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so now I know what it's called. I can finish the story. So, I got to a point where I did you call me cow flesh, Aaron? Sorry, that just cracked me up. I got to a point where I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous because I was like getting jump scared at yard sales, you know, like because there'd be like salt and pepper shakers that were clowns I wasn't expecting. And I'm like, this is something that I can work on and I can overcome. So I like literally did like immersive therapy, my DIY version, because I traced it back. Like I know it's because I watched Poltergeist as a little kid when I was too little to watch it, and the clown scared the shit out of me because I had one that looked almost exactly like it sitting in my room that went flying out the second story window that night. So I said, you know what? I'm going to work on this. And it's funny that you said about Tim Curry's what Pennywise version you like the most. I could always watch that because I saw Tim Curry through the prosthetics, through the makeup, and I love Tim Curry. I could watch that. But I made sure to go back to the beginning. I watched the original Poltergeist. I watched all the It movies. And then I watched this is the one that I was just looking up, Dead Silence, which is more marionettes, but it's like a clown marionette. And oh, I'm talking about it, I'm giving myself goosebumps. It freaked me out, but not to the point where I had to scream and run away, which was literally where I was. So in the comments, I want you to tell me something that you were scared of that you're not scared of anymore, or something that you're scared of that you want to work on not being scared of anymore. Is there anything that you like can't be around because it's too terrifying, too scary, and you have like an actual reaction to? Let's see. I'm gonna go back into the comments. You guys rock. Oh, CW Flash. I didn't know what Cow Flash was. Exactly, Lizzie. ADHD without hyperactivity seems excessive. Exactly. It's like the George Carlin routine about changing language doesn't change the thing. Like, you know, when um about how back in I think it was World War One, when the soldiers came home, they had shell shock. and it's like shell shock, and that's like rah. And now, it's post-traumatic stress disorder. It's the same war, like kind of thing, but it kind of softens what it is. Like if you still were like they have shell shock, maybe they would actually get treatment for it. But that's why I'm like, why would you change the name of ADD? There wasn't anything offensive about it. I can see changing language if it's offensive. That's different. Tatiana, y'all. But anywho, yeah, so I forget where I even read that. Chris says, I've been listening to Legends of Advantis D&D podcast, and it has 2 killer clowns in it. 2 killer clowns in a podcast. That is very, very interesting. I feel like I've heard of Clown with a K by Eli Roth. I will have to check that out. Luna says, Aaron, I have Back to the Beginning from my cousin. Okay. Sissy! Hi, Sarah. You guys be careful out there, dashing. At least there's no tornadoes tonight. We were talking about tornadoes. All right, and you're scared of snakes? With Angela as your cousin? How? It's got to be like closer. If we all still live close enough, then you would have to play with Frank, because Frank is the nicest snake. He's just a sweetheart. But yeah, like, are you able to look at videos of snakes, or is it just like, because I have a friend that you can't even say the word snake around, like she will pass out. So is it that severe, or is it like you just don't like them, don't like how they feel? Just curious. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I think I did know that. Angela says, you are all allowed to laugh. I am afraid of grasshoppers. They scare me so bad. Is it because they jump like at you like unexpected? I mean, they are literally like the jump scare animal. I was afraid of sprickets until I heard like their backstory. So if you're unfamiliar, sprickets are kind of like a cricket spider hybrid. So they jump at you. Like I had them in the basement, and you'd walk down and they like literally like hop at you and like jump off your shins. And then I found out it's because they're blind and they're scared and they think they're escaping, but they don't know where they are, and they like hit you by accident. So I was like, okay, that's kind of sad, actually. And they don't bite or anything. So then I kind of felt bad for Jiminy Spricket, but I can see the grasshoppers. Chris says, don't come at me with a spider. I'll scream like a little bitch and pass out, deathly afraid of them. I'm sorry. I'm not afraid of like wolf spiders, or, like obviously your black widows, your brown recluse would get squashed, or, like the spray. But if it's a wolf spider or something like that, if it's in the basement and it's not in my way, like I've had them hanging out on my sweatshirt, and I'm like, dude, I'm trying to do wash. You need to go. I kind of let them live in the basement. If they're upstairs, we do a catch and release. And if you're going to fight me, then you might wind up hurt in the process. But I do really try to do like a catch and release if I can for most spiders. Daddy longleggers, when I was a camp counselor, we had daddy longleggers and they eat mosquitoes. So I said, welcome, daddy longleggers. Please make yourself at home, just not in my sheets or anything, but hang in the corners. My campers acted like Godzilla was in the freaking cab. The screams, the freaking out, and I would literally walk in and pick him up by like a leg and take him outside. I'm like, it's a daddy long leg. Stop it. Stop it. So I try to respect their part in the ecosystem, because they do eat the bugs that try to bite me. So let's see. Aaron says, they get big in Texas. I'm not afraid of them, but I respect it. And Lizzie says, Angela, I'm with you. Mine's June bugs. Oh, bleh. They're so gross. Oh my gosh. Frank is the bestest. Awesome. And Luna's asking which one Frank is. Let's see here. I want to see if there's I don't know if Angela answered about Frank. Oh my goodness, so many comments. I love you guys. I gotta catch up. Let's see. Oh my god, I've been given a black eye from a June bug hit in my eye. Aren't they basically like cockroaches on crack? Aren't they giant that's what I'm I really was saying cockroaches, guys, but you know me. Um, that's what I'm picturing is like a giant cockroach. Is that what a June bug is? Because that's kind of what I'm thinking. Chris says, I wasn't afraid of them living in Texas until after I was bitten and lost a huge chunk of my arm. Oh my God. Terrible. They jump and fly at the same time, and that's not right. Facts. Um, and Aaron's asking, is it from a grasshopper bite? I think Chris meant it was a spider. Yeah, spider bite is what got him. Carlin said, nope, I freeze even with videos. At the zoo, I can't go near the reptile area. My body just stops. I feel like I'm in shock. That's really interesting because I don't know. Sorry, I got to fix these real quick. They're sliding off my head. I don't know of any time when you were around snakes. So that's very interesting. Like, why you would have that kind of reaction to a snake. Luna says, hate spiders minus the little jumping ones. Okay. Yes, wolf spiders do carry babies on their backs. I've never been bitten by one, and I have them all over the house. So yeah, the thing with the wolf spider babies is it makes the wolf spider look like a pine cone with legs. And then like if you like startle it, then 1,000 babies because like out by the pool, that's happened a few times. Like you get too close to the spider and all the babies hit the deck and it's like, oh, it's crazy. Harvester spiders or daddy long legs, I'm okay with too. Gotcha. Aaron says the wolves don't bother me. I've been bitten by them all the time, but it does hurt. It isn't pleasant. I've never been. I mean, maybe I'm just lucky. I'm very grateful that I haven't been. And Chris is gonna have nightmares now. I'm sorry. Yes, Frank is the ball python. I thought so, but I didn't want to misspeak. And Luna says they're nasty, beetle-like and clingy legs. You're talking about June bugs with that, I think, right? Because, so yeah. So anything that bites you, I would not consider doing immersion therapy like I did with the clowns. But you can make yourself watch videos at least, so that you don't have to like them, but not be terrified and frozen by them. Yeah, maybe. Sissy says past life trauma. Maybe I watch videos at night. If a snake is in them, I start looking in my bed. It's a bad, bad fear. I'd love to meet Frank, but I don't think I'd be awake while you did it. What you have to do is you have to meet Frank when he's wearing his very dapper top hat, because then you can't be scared of him because he's just too adorable in his little top hat. What's weird is I like praying mantis and stick bugs. Stick bugs are super cute. They're adorable. I haven't seen one of them in many, many years, but we used to have them at camp too. What was the hug news? Shatner has a hat too, but Frank has worn his top hat for many, many, many years. Super cute. Oh, Sarah's scared of clowns. I was. That's what happened. That's what started this conversation. I will not put my clown picture back up then because I don't want to scare you. But yes, tiny top hat snake. Absolutely. And yes, they both have hats. So cute. So cute. And don't you have a new snake friend now too, Angela? I thought I saw you got another snake pal. Tatiana to Frank in his top hat. Frank's in his little habitat singing "Putting on the Ritz" with his little top hat. Hey, Aaliyah's here. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we will definitely have to share a picture of Frank with his hat, and I will warn you, Sissy, before we do. I don't have it tonight, so don't worry. But yeah, like definitely, if you have something in your life that is scaring you to the point where you can't function, look into what you can do to maybe help yourself not be as scared. I'm not saying it'll cure it, but nope ropes with hats is pretty cool. Oh, Aaliyah's starting too. Tatiana, baby. Let's see here. And Angela says, yep, Grant, who used to be afraid of snakes, got a corn snake called Tucker Charlie. Aaron says, I tip my top hat to two distinguished snake-like gentlemen. That's cute. Well, now Tucker Charlie will have to get a hat too, because why not? And yes, see, pretty sure Frank cures Grant of his fear. He's cool like that. So where my cousin used to work, you could bring pets in, and she used to bring Frank while she was working, and everybody would like come up and want to see Frank, and people would say, I'm scared of snakes, but he's really cool. So Frank is like the ambassador for snake to human friendship, I think. So that's awesome. And if you're just joining me, today is episode 101. Just had to reuse the sign again because it's so cool. I don't know if you guys can see the colors that great because of the webcam, but it changes colors. Satan. That one looks like. Yeah, like the last one was pink and purple. And it looked blue in the webcam. But anyway, I'll put my toys away. Yeah, there's pink and green. This was just going through all the colors. But yeah, it's my new fun toy. So I have to play with it for sure. Yeah, it was funny because earlier I was getting my daughter to the train station, and then I was going home, and I was going down this really skinny alley, and I hadn't been down it before, so my head's on a swivel because I don't trust places I haven't been before that are very claustrophobic, and I don't know what the deal is. And then I came out on a road, and I'm like, oh, I know where I am. And as I was driving, I had, my mind was just wandering, and I'm like thinking of something, and I thought, that's great for the show tonight. But I wasn't somewhere I could pull over, and I'm like, I'll remember it. That's the biggest lie I tell myself on the daily is I don't have to write that down. I'll remember it. And now I'm wishing I had done like a voice to text to myself so I could remember what it was. But like earlier, a little bit of it came back. And what I remembered was when I did my book, which you can get at learnedingogo.com. It's called Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, and I'm going to drop it on my laptop. I wanted to publish it just under Sydnee. I wanted to be known as, yes, Lizzie. She did not, in fact, remember it. I thought it could be like Cher or, like Oprah, just be like Sydnee. But they made me do a last initial, and that's like become this whole thing. So I wanted to ask you guys if you had the chance to name yourself a name that was just one word, like what would you call yourself? And it doesn't necessarily even have to be like a proper name, but what would your one word name be for yourself? Like what would you want to be known as? Because I was kind of like that I couldn't just be Sydnee and like have my book published and all under that. Because I'm like, there's got to be other people that publish under a one-word name. But I guess, I was too excited to get it published. I didn't want to waste time arguing with that. Yes, Luna. There you go. Yeah, she said that's pretty easy. Absolutely. Aaron says Vincent. I like that. Aaliyah says Lyric. Oh, that's pretty. That is very pretty. Yes, Siri does take notes, but then like I forget in the moment because I really, really thought that I was going to remember. Live and learn. I'd call myself arugula because it's an acquired taste. I love that. All right, Aaliyah, well played. She said Tatiana. Cheers. Arugula is frigging fantastic. I love that. Um, let's see here. Yeah, I can't think of another name that I would pick because the other names that I danced under um were Fiona and Tori. I think those were and if you read the book, you know I for a couple nights I was Bob. That story's in here. But there's not like another singular name that I could be maybe I'd be Parker, you know, because of the conversation we had earlier. But it's funny like how sometimes when you're growing up and you have friends and you're just like, "Oh, I wish my name was that name," or, "That's the coolest name. I wish that was my name." And then you get older and you kind of like, or maybe you don't, but in my case, like you just grow into your name and you're kind of like, you know what? I'm glad that's what it is. Like I had to find my way here. So it was really like I'm glad that I never, like got too upset about my name, but I know I wanted to be Jessica for a while, which is funny because that's the name of my intrusive thoughts voice. Um, and I wanted to be, it just flew out of my head. This is terrible. Perimenopause is no joke, folks. It is no joke. The brain fog is real and the train crashing is annoying. Nikki, Nikki was the other name I thought was really, really cool. I post everything under CW bias. Very cool. Aaron says Scotty doesn't know, does he, Sid? And Aaliyah says Victoria, nickname Tori. Yeah, I went to work at a new bar and they already had a Sydnee, so they told me I had to pick another name. And I looked over in the DJ booth and saw the Fiona Apple CD, and I went Fiona, and that lasted a couple weeks. And I'm like, I don't really feel like a Fiona. Like, I don't think that fits. And I adore Tori Amos, so that's where the Tori came from. But I think Sid's a much better fit. I think it suits me better. Oh, stop it, sissy. I dance under Jessica. Hilarious. Um, oh, okay. See, Luna used your middle name as a radio announcer. That is very, very cool. That's a good way to use it for sure. Have I seen Eurotrip before? I don't think I have. I've seen it's the like singing contest, Eurovision. I've seen that, but I have not seen Eurotrip. Uh Chris says I've never had a single name that I have thought about, maybe Topher. Okay. I like Topher as a shortening for Christopher, like because it's different. So I think that's cool. I do know a couple Christophers that go by Topher. Yeah. What was I gonna say? It's gone again. It's like I'm back on that road thinking about it. And you know what it is? It's because where I was going, I don't know if you guys are familiar with, there was a show called Mayor of Easttown that Kate Winslet was in. And it was Jean Smart's in it too. She's really good in it. It was all filmed around where I live, and the road that I turned on um is in Mare of Easttown. So I think that's what crashed my train, was like, oh, Mare of Easttown, and then like the other thought just ran away. Ricky. Ricky Lyric. That's funny. Aaron says Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. Matt Damon sings a song in the movie. Okay. Gotcha. I will have to check that out. Okay, I'm writing it down. See? She can be taught. So it's called Eurotrip. I'll add it to my ever growing list of things I need to check out that you guys tell me about, because I have so many things I want to watch and so little available time to do it. So I need to keep this list going. And then when I'm like, what do I feel like watching? I can put one of these things on and be like, that's what they're talking about. I gotcha. Very cool. It's funny that you said Ricky because that is a name that I used briefly, I think in middle school. My friends and I got caught multiple times writing notes to each other. So we all picked up our own aliases and would write notes to each other under those names, thinking that if we got caught, they wouldn't know who it was from. And we would write in like block letters so they couldn't tell whose handwriting it was. And at one point, I think, now, you know what? Was it Ricky or was it Roach? I don't remember now. Um, and then I was I was Nikki because they said I smoked so much it was for nicotine. And then at one point we all picked up names of people from our favorite bands. So I was Duff from Duff McKagan, and my one friend was Axel, and then there was Slash, like, but then somebody else went outside of the Guns N' Roses names, and I'm trying to remember what name they used now. I can't remember. But like, writing a note to Axel and signing it Duff, stuff like that. We thought we were so slick. And I can still write backwards. Like, we used to write notes like insane people. And that was, there wasn't texting. That was our texting. And that's how I got in school suspension, because I got caught passing a note. And I think the in school was actually because the teacher that caught me in the note I said was a fucking bitch and needed to mind her own damn business. So I think that's what the in school was for. Tatiana. But yeah, I still have lots and lots of those notes. I should try and find the box of them because I'm sure they are hilarious at this point. Like middle school problems now, I think would be so funny. I'm sure they're all about the people we had crushes on. And I know back in the day when somebody was annoying us, we would say, "Oh my God, she's totally egging me out." Egging me out. Like, I would not say that now in a million trillion years. I mean, I guess I just did, but I wouldn't say that in a normal conversation. So that's a good topic. All right. What's a word that you used to use back in like middle school, high school that you don't use anymore? Let's see if like, I think certain things are regional, certain things might have just been from your school. Um, but I want to see, like what some of those words are that you used to use that you can't anymore. Because I did find like one of my old diaries from middle school, and that's what popped out at me. It was the egging me out. And then there was another, I forget what the phrase was, but it was again like nothing I would ever say now. It was hilarious. Aaron says the band Lustre wrote and released a song called Scotty Doesn't Know is the main character and Fiona is his unfaithful girlfriend. Okay. Very cool. Lizzie said, being such nerds, my friend and I learned the Greek alphabet for note writing. That is fantastic. I give you guys all the kudos in the world because that's taking it to the next level. We used to have a secret language called Abel, but we never, I mean, I think we tried to do like our own code and then like nobody could keep it straight. So at least the Greek alphabet, you could like go to the library and get a book, to like learn it if you weren't sure. Chris says, I've thought about publishing my works under a pseudonym of Leland Coley, which was my grandfather's middle name. That's really a cool name. I like that name. That's very cool. Yeah. Luna says, yeah, probably they don't like fucking bitch. That was one of my in-school suspensions too. Hysterical. Yeah, Aaliyah, I'm a 50 years since Eurovision. That's so funny. Eurovision was a funny movie. And Valley Girl language. I never talked that way myself. I mean, not to that extreme, but we used to like do it in like a fun way, like not making fun of people in our school, but like making fun of people generally with the Valley Girl accent. And then when Earth Girls Are Easy came out, the song "'Cause I'm a Blonde" was on repeat because that was like the ultimate. I mean, obviously there's Frank Zappa, Valley Girl, but then "'Cause I'm a Blonde" was a big Valley Girl song. Criminy. But that I picked up from Looney Tunes. That's a great word. That word I would absolutely still use now. Yeah. Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. I'm constantly posting pictures of the dogs, like from the angle of their big old butts and like putting that in the background because it amuses me. Angela says, I didn't write notes. I wrote little plays starring me and my friends, and the obnoxious guy in our class was super nerd. That's fantastic. I also wrote a play featuring people in my class, which does not surprise me that we both did that. That's awesome. Chris says, duh was one we got in trouble for a lot, and I don't really use it anymore. Like, duh. You do use criminy. I would too, for sure. Carlin says D's nuts for Kobe. Like Kobe Bryant Kobe? Or is that just like for Kobe? Is that like for sure? What the hell does that mean, sissy? Poppin', trippin' McGriddle. You are so silly. Aaliyah says, okay, I have a question because I looked up on Amazon Prime Eurovision. It has so many different Eurovision song contests, like the story of the Fire Saga or the Shelter or European, or there's so many different ones. What are you referring to? I'm referring to Eurovision, which was a movie with, I believe, Will Ferrell in it. But Eurovision is an actual competition as well. So that's why you're getting so many results, is because it is a real thing. But I'm 99% sure it's Will Ferrell. I haven't seen it in a bit. Made a movie about being one of the competitors in Eurovision. So that's what I keep referring to. Lizzie said, I had Frank Zappa's Valley Girl on a mixtape. It would prompt belly speak from time to time. Absolutely. Yes, whenever we were throwing something in the trash, you say for Kobe, as in Kobe Bryant. Okay, like you're making a basket? Is that the idea? I've never heard for Kobe in my life. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Aaron says, when I hear Zappa, it makes me think of his son's name that is super fun to say, Dweezil Zappa. I used to name everything Dweezil. I had a hamster named Dweezil. I actually draw a little character. I don't have the markers out, or I would draw it on my tablet, but I named him Dweezil. And I've been drawing him since middle school. Here, I have a piece of paper. Let me see if I can draw him for you guys real quick. But yeah, his name is Dweezil. And I love that name. And then there's Ahmed Zappa too. And then Moon Unit, who had her name legally changed to Moon. So she just dropped the unit part. But I believe that I heard Dweezil's name is actually like a ridiculous amount of names because they didn't want them to name their child Dweezil. So instead of just being Dweezil, it's like Dweezil, Jim, Bob, Joe, Karma, like 18 million names. I could be making that up, but I believe I heard that somewhere. Okay, so this is Dweezil. I don't know if you guys can see him. There he is. He's my little friend. I've been drawing him for a long time. So when you said Dweezil, I had to share him with you. So let's see here. Yep, Moon Unit, his daughter. They have tons that are tagged on the actual Eurovision that are all part of Eurovision, but which one? It's not a real one. Hey, Tatiana, to you, sweetheart. Cheers. Let me see if I can post a link, because if I can find it, .com Eurovision, Will Ferrell. Okay. Digital streaming. Oh, I guess it is the story of Fire Saga Netflix movie review. I thought it was just called Eurovision, but I guess it is the story of Fire. Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga is not based on a true story. Oh, well, Fire Saga is the band that he had in Eurovision. So I'm trying to find. So if you're looking through Amazon, it's loading. Sorry, my computer's taking a year and a half. Let me look at the comments while I'm looking this up for you. Let's see. Have to yell it slightly and draw his name out. Dweezil. Carlin says, yes, I still catch myself here and there saying it when I throw something in the trash. That's hilarious. Okay, Jennifer likes your suggestion of Ricky Lyric. Very cool. Thank you. Yeah, Dweezil's my little adorable guy. Pretty sure Dweezil showed up in a letter or two when we were younger. Absolutely. I used to draw Dweezil on everything. In fact, I probably sealed the envelope and then drew him waving at you on the back of the envelope. I would bet money. I should make Dweezil into a stuffy to sell as go-go merch. Absolutely. I think that would be fantastic. And I do not yet have a tattoo of Dweezil, but I can put him on my everything arm because this is my red and black arm. So he can go on here. This is going to be like for all the other stuffs. But yeah, I would absolutely get a tattoo of Dweezil. This is not loading, sweetie. I don't know what its problem is. Here we go. Okay. So I don't know if I can share a link, so I'm going to share the tab so you can see it. Yes, yes, yes. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Why, thank you. All right, so if you can see this, this is what the album cover looks like because it's Will Ferrell, and I think that might be Rachel McAdams. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga, music from the Netflix. Okay, that's the CD. But anyway, that's what the movie cover looks like. So that's the one that we are talking about. And I hope that's helpful. Lizzie would 100% get a Dweezil stuffy, and so would Angela. That's awesome. Yay! Chris will get a Dweezil tattoo too. Okay, that's it. We all got to get Dweezil tattoos. Show of solidarity. And if you come to this area, we can get Slink to do it for us. That'd be fantastic. Oh my God, Blaze of Glory. I think of that movie every once in a while, just pops in my head for absolutely no reason and just makes me chuckle. I will PM you the link, sweetie, when the show's over for sure. But yeah, it's like a really stupid movie, but it's funny. Like if you like Will Ferrell, you'll like the movie. Yay, Luna's in the club too. Dweezil tattoos. It's funny because when I did the vendor event, Slink was doing tattoos for everybody, but I'm going down the shore next week and I'm like, I want to go on the beach and go in the ocean and be out in the sun. So like this one's healed so I can put sunscreen on it like all of my new ones. I can sunscreen up, but if I got a fresh one, I wouldn't be able to. And I'm like, I can't do it until after my shore vacation. But now, all right, Lizzie's getting a Dweezil tattoo too. And so is Angela. Oh my gosh, you guys are so fun. I swear, like I will send a picture of him that's drawn a little bit better than just my sketch, but I think the sketch is actually pretty cute. It's so funny. I used to draw all of the animals with kind of like the nose and eyes like that, like the big bulbous nose and the eyes. I'd do a cow and a pig and like a snake. So that's kind of my style. Oh, Tatiana again. Leah loves to Tatiana us. Thank you, I love. All right. So let's see. What look familiar, Dweezil? I've probably shared him before on my social medias over the years because I'll find I know a couple of years ago we found boxes in the basement of all kinds of old treasures. Like my 5th grade teacher would have us write essays every day, and most of my classmates hated it. I loved it. And it was always, like my life as, and it would be things like my life is a green potato chip, or like what I think it would be like to live on the moon, like prompts like that. And I had so much fun writing, and I found some of my old essays, it was like stuff like that. So I'm sure there was Dweezil stuff in there I probably posted. That's so funny. Like, I actually thought about getting a Jimothy tattoo too. Absolutely, Chris. When you buy my book, I will sign it with a little Dweezil in there for you. Carlin, you're not familiar with Tatiana. Okay, so since Tatiana is starting again and Ali is thirsty, we'll do another Tatiana. Tatiana is just cheers. So in my book, there's a story about a girl I used to work with, Tatiana. Has absolutely nothing to do with her, but it's a really good story, so you should buy the book and read it. So when I was on the goddamn program on Saturdays, whenever anybody said Thailand, you had to take a drink. And I didn't want to snatch Thailand for my show. So it kind of evolved into Tatiana. So that's what we do for cheers. And, it doesn't have to be booze. It can be water or soda. It can be a smoke, whatever you're doing. Tatiana is just cheers. I think my sister always hops on late, so she didn't realize what Tatiana meant. Yes, let's do it. Awesome. No, I didn't put a Dweezil in your book, but I'm sure you have seen Dweezil before because, like, literally, if it was in elementary school, it was my first year of middle school that I created Dweezil. It's been decades. So, yeah, it was probably a post. So we have a few more minutes left. So since this is going to be my last live show for at least a month, I like to take a few weeks off in the summer because we go down the shore and it's when I get a little bit of breathing room before the fall craziness starts again. We should probably do a pick page. But real quick, yes, noon tomorrow, Aaron has an interview he's excited for. Yep. So I know, but I'm not telling yet. You guys will find out very soon. So we'll just do my book because we've only got like 3 minutes left. But put some pages in between 1 and 300 because we have not played pick a page in a few weeks. And when you put the page number in, I will read the first paragraph on that page out of my book just to share a little bit of it. And you can, if you have not yet, get your copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go at learnedingogo.com. It's available in paperback and ebook. And if you get a paperback, request a Dweezil. I will absolutely draw a Dweezil for you guys, for sure. All right, Aaron picked 242. Okay. 242 doesn't sound familiar. We might not have had that page before. If I can read. Aaron, do you have the book in front of you? Because this story is a classic story. All right, and if I don't know why you would be listening to this show with your children, but if you are, give them earmuffs right now. All right. If Peaches is in the car with you guys, she needs earmuffs. All right. I settled in and started moving to the music. He began to tell me about how much he loved to jerk off to Shannon Tweed movies. For 2 full songs, he went on in more detail than I cared to hear. In my head, I kept a steady stream of la 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 playing while I smiled and nodded. And then it gets into the best part of that story, but I'm not going to tell you that part. You have to read the book to get the best part of that fucking story because I can still see. Oh, goodness. All right, 176. You guys are picking these great ones. This was about a customer, and just to give you a little background, or else it won't make sense. His name was Timmy, but he would come in and he would sit at the bar and he would get a Miller Lite and he would drink it like when you give a bottle to a baby goat, like that kind of. And he'd just say, "My name is Superman. Superman's the Man of Steel. He can fly. He can fly. My name is Superman." And I'd be like, "The usual?" Yes. He'd get his beer and hang out. He wasn't a big drinker. He would call me over and say things like, "2 things really piss me off." "What are they, Timmy?" My name's Superman. What are they, Superman? They keep lions in cages. They are stronger than we are they not? Well, yeah, so they won't eat us. He never told me what the second thing was. I vividly remember him. He used to ride his bike to all 3 bars I worked at in the city, and they were nowhere near each other, so I give him credit. All right, 67 for my sissy. It's also important to point out that even if you are living in the middle of the pendulum, true balance is a myth, especially for those of us who are trying to juggle momming, having a job, keeping a house, and simultaneously having any sort of life aside from those 3 things. I think that's pretty cool that you picked that page there, Sissy. 233 for Aaliyah. And then that'll do it because we are just about out of time, folks. All right, 233. I'm still laughing at the pages you guys are picking tonight. They're fantastic. And it's not the Encyclopedia of Unusual Sex Practices, so I don't have to worry about getting scared by the photos. Okay, all of this to say, make sure you know all the players in the situation before making assumptions. Please know that if a man likes to go to the titty bar, the thing in his pants that the dancers are all trying to get are his dollars, not his dick. Most customers who go to go-go bars are just there to take in a show and enjoy the view, like Dirty Disney, a fantasy land where you can go escape from the daily grind, the stress of your job, the commute, whatever, and enjoy a couple of hours in a magical space. Only instead of dressing up like in a princess dress, you can watch a woman take one off. I really need to read that book again. I think I did a fantastic job. There's some good stories in there. So let me just ring my own bell here. Ding, ding. Now, I really do. I'm like annoyingly proud of my book. So if you have not gotten a copy yet, please do at learnedingogo.com. And I am going to have to bid adieu to all of you, which is like making me sad because I love our Wednesdays, but I want to make sure that I can keep my brain fresh and take care of myself, so that requires a little bit of downtime. And I will have fresh shows for you while I am gone. They just won't be live. So don't be making plans on your Wednesday nights. You still have a show to watch. But they just won't be live for the next few weeks. And then when I figure out what week I'm coming back, I will blast it all over my social media. So stay tuned. And if you're watching the Wednesday shows, it will be included in that for sure. Let's see, are you still Tatiana-ing us in here? Hold on one second. Yeah, leave it to Erin to pick an earmuffs page. Hysterical. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Angela says, great page for you, Carlin. Love and miss you. Absolutely. Yes, read it again too. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. She says I should be proud. I appreciate that. Tatiana, go nation. All right, Tatiana, to you all. Because we all know he's not going home with one LOL. Hysterical. Yes, so I love all of you guys. I appreciate you all spending your Wednesdays with me. I look forward to it every week, even on days like today when I am so beyond stupid tired. I wasn't missing this for the world because you guys are such a bright spot in my life, and I appreciate all of you so much. I cannot wait to see you in the comments again soon. But please enjoy the next few weeks of shows that I will be recording for you. And please keep in touch with each other. You guys all need to follow each other, all support each other. When the tide comes in, all ships rise. We need to just have each other's backs and just keep the vibes positive, man. There's so much negativity in the world right now that any positive vibes you can send out there are a blessing and a help. And sometimes it is hard. Sometimes it is negative, but when you try to hide from your problems, you think you're just avoiding it by sticking your head in the sand, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love ya.